Get ready with me to go get my IUD removed. Just kidding. I already had that bitch removed this afternoon. And yes, I have on a filter. I don't give a shit. So I figured I would come on here and talk a little bit about my experience getting my IUD removed, because last night I went on a little TikTok searching journey, if you will, because I was really nervous about getting mine removed and I wanted to see other people's experiences. So I figured I would share my experience for someone else that may be getting ready to have theirs removed. So for reference, I'm 30 years old. I had the Kyleena for just about 5 years. That's the entirety of its life. I would have been due to get mine removed April 5th of this year, but decided to get it out earlier. There are multiple different reasons why I decided I wanted to get it removed. I did just get married in November. Talks of trying to get pregnant are in the works. We're hoping to start trying next year. But I have PCOS. I was diagnosed with PCOS when I was in middle school. So I've kind of been on some sort of birth control since I was 13 years old. And this is in no way, shape, or form saying birth control is bad. It's just for where I am in my life, it's not playing a positive or any sort of role anymore as to why I need it. I also have PCOS, which is kind of why I went on it in the first place. If you don't know what PCOS is, it's polycystic ovarian syndrome. And many different things come with that. Irregular periods, heavy periods, no periods, weight gain, facial hair, depression, anxiety, infertility. The list goes on and on. Anyway, back to the point. So basically, I've been on the pill. I was on the NuvaRing. I was on the Depot shot. I was on the Skyla for 3 years. That's another IUD. And then hi, buddy. And then the Kyleena, which is what I was on for just about 5 years, that I got out today. And I'm just ready to see what it can do. Obviously, when you're on the IUD, you do not ovulate. Some women don't get their period at all. Other women still get it, and it might be lighter, only for a few days. My experience was that it was always very different. I could go 5 months without having it, and then go 2 days with it, and then another 6 months without it. Or I could get it every month, but only for a day or two. And TMI, trigger warning, I am going to talk about bodily fluids, so if you don't like that, get out. But my period on the IUD was never fresh blood, right? So I would go to the bathroom, I would wipe, and on the toilet paper would look like coffee grounds. It would be brown, maybe with a twinge of red, and chunky and kind of clotty. And it was never a lot. It was never enough to where I needed to use a tampon, a pad, basically even a panty liner. It was just always kind of there when I wiped after using the bathroom. And after doing my research and also speaking with the doctor today, I found out that that is very common with women who are on IUDs. So yeah, I kind of just want to see, sorry, Hunter is barking in the background. I kind of just want to see what my body will do. Now, I did have times before I got on my IUD. It was so long ago now, I can't fucking remember, but I'm pretty positive the reason why I started the Depot shot was because I would not get my period for a length of time, and then I would get it, but then I would have it. And when I mean have it, I mean going through super plus tampons every 30 to 40 minutes. I mean have it, heavy flow. I've never had cramping, but it would be heavy, and I would have it for months at a time, which also is not normal. So then at that point, I would go to my OB and I'd be like, hey, I've been bleeding for months. What the fuck do I do? And every time their solution was just to give me progesterone to stop it and then see how I did. And the progesterone always worked. But then the next time my period would come, whether that would be next month or 5 months from now, I would get it again and bleed again for months and months. Now, mind you, this was a long time ago. This was probably at least 10 years ago that this was happening to me. So medicine has evolved since then, right? And my knowledge has evolved since then as well. And at the time, I was told by my OB, different OB now, that the only way to help me would to go on the depot shot, which we did for a little while, before it came out saying the depot was very bad, or get a hysterectomy. Now, when you're young, that's not something you want to hear. I mean, even when you're older, that might not be something you want to hear. It was really scary, and not that I feel like I was talked into this, but I just wasn't given the proper knowledge to make a informed decision, I guess. So I got the depot for a few months. I don't even remember how long. And then they decided, oh, that's not good anymore. Let's switch you to an IUD. At the time, and I don't know if it's still the same, but the Mirena, I believe it was, they were only giving to people who had already had a child, because I guess there were some side effects. I don't remember. Again, a long time ago. So the other option for women who have not yet given birth was the Skyla. So I was on that for, I think it was like 2 to 3 years was its like shelf life. And then once that expired, I got the Kyleena put in. Let me tell you something. I'm good when it comes to pain. I like to think I have a very high pain tolerance. That fucking shit hurt so bad getting it put in that I was terrified to have it taken out today, because I thought it was going to hurt just as bad. Luckily, I'll tell you right now, it did not hurt hardly at all. I was sitting there squeezing my hands. She told me, take a deep breath on 3, blow it out, and it was done like that. Trust me when I tell you, it is nothing like getting it put in. So, long story short, I got it taken out to just kind of see what my body can do. I'm going to take this next year to really just focus on my mental and physical health. I do have type 2 diabetes because of my PCOS and because of my weight. And I go back to the doctor soon to get back on some injections for that. Unfortunately, I didn't have insurance at all last year, so I had to stop all of my medication. This is just my year to get healthy. But with doing all of my research last night before I went in today to have my IUD removed, I saw a lot of people talking about something called the crash. Now, I thought it would be interesting to document how I'm feeling off of my IUD, because I do believe that it played some part in my anxiety and my depression. I don't know about my weight gain, because I've always struggled with weight, but possibly in that, my mood swings, my hormones have been all over the fucking place. I mean, the rage that I have felt through my body, especially in the last like 6 months out of nowhere, has been insane. And my husband can definitely attest to that. My plan with my doctor right now is to give it a good 2.5 to 3 months to see if I will get my period on my own. If not, she has already called in Pravera, I believe it's called, which if I do not get my period within those 2 to 3 months, I will take that pill for 5 days, I believe she said, and it will kickstart my period. That period, she said, can last anywhere up to 2 weeks. But if I find that it is going past the 2 weeks mark, which kind of is what my typical issue is, at least it was 10 years ago, I would have to go back. They would give me medication to stop it, and then we would go from there. But I do think it would be fun over the next few months to maybe document how I'm feeling, see if I really do feel any sort of mental, physical change from not being on the IUD. I will say I was a little bit crampy for a bit afterwards, but I'm totally fine now. I got it removed around maybe like 4:30, 4:45. It is now 9 o'clock while I'm filming this, and I feel good. So if you want to join me, stick around.